children, today I am going to continue the same history lesson, that is about Veerappa of Koppal. Okay, what do you know about Veerappa of Koppal? So this rebellion is also against the British. The Koppal and the surrounding regions were under the rule of Nizam of Hyderabad. So the Koppal and the surrounding regions around, okay, were under the rule of Nizam of Hyderabad. So there were exploitations, and this enraged the few zamindars who rebelled against the Nizam. So these, what did this one do? So they were exploitation because of the Koppal and the surrounding regions were under the rule of whom? Nizam of Hyderabad. So they were exploited, and this enraged the few zamindars. So zamindar did not like the rule of Nizam of Hyderabad, and they rebelled against. They were against the Nizam of Hyderabad. So Veerappa is an important person among the rebels. So Veerappa is the main person among the rebellions, and Veerappa, who was a zamindar, rebelled against the British and occupied the fort of Koppal and other forts in the vicinity. In the vicinity means in that area. So Veerappa, who was a zamindar, Veerappa also was one of the zamindar who revolted against Nizam of Hyderabad. So he rebelled against the British and occupied the fort of Koppal. He took the fort of Koppal and other forts in that particular area, in those areas, in those vicinity. Many farmers and zamindars supported after realizing his motives. So later on, many zamindars came to know the motives of him. And the British contacted the Nizam and employed their army to defeat Veerappa. So the British contacted whom? The Nizam of Hyderabad, because Veerappa was against the Nizam of Hyderabad, and employed He employed their army to defeat whom? Veerappa. Veerappa is one of the rebellion, or he is one of the zamindar. Okay. So many farmers and zamindars supported. So after the British contact the Nizam to employ their army to defeat Veerappa, what happened, children? Veerappa, who had lesser soldiers, died fighting in the army by the army of the British. So by the army of the British, Veerappa was killed in the battlefield because he had few soldiers. Then later on, the British captured back the fort of Koppal, and Veerappa proved himself to be a good warrior. So the Koppal was taken fort by Veerappa, so that was taken back after the death of Veerappa, but he was well known, he was known for his good warrior. Okay, so next is the rebellion of Bedas of Halagali. Okay, so next I am going to the rebellions of Bedas of Halagali. So Halagali is a small village of Muddal Taluk of Belgaum district. So keep it in mind, children. Halagali is a small village. In Muddal Taluk in the district of Belgaum. In 1857, the British banned the usage of weapons. So in 1857, the British had banned not to use the weapons. But the Bedas, who always kept guns as a part of customs, and also they were the good hunters. So the Bedas always had required the guns with them. When the Britishers banned, they were angry because they kept guns as their customs which is going on. And also they are known for a very good hunting. They rebelled against the British when they were asked to surrender their weapons. So when their weapons were firearms were told to be surrendered, they were against the British. The Bedas of Mantur, Bodri were asked to surrender their firearms. So these Bedas of Mantur and all, they all were told to surrender whatever firearms, guns and all, whatever they have got, to surrender to the British. They suppressed the Bedas in an inhuman way, and rebels were death. So what did they do? They started torturing the Bedas to give away the guns, the Britishers, and this way the rebels were hanged. Those were against the British, they were hanged to death. So this is the end of the rebellions of Bedas of Falguni. Next I am going to go to the Anglo-Mysore War. Okay, so I am going to start with the first Anglo-Mysore War. Okay children, so what do you mean by the first Anglo-Mysore War? This was started in CE 1767 and ended in CE 1769, 67 to 69, 2 years. So prominence gained by Hyder Ali. Hyder Ali in South was not tolerated by the British. So Maratha and the Nizam of Hyderabad, hence the British started devising cunning plans to defeat Hyder Ali, whom they saw as an impediment for their expansionist ideas. Though Hyder Ali suffered a lot due to Maratha aggression, he made attempt to have Maratha and Nizam of Hyderabad on his side with little success. I'll repeat once again. This was inhuman. The first Anglo-Mysore War, the first part, this was started in which CE 1767 and ended in CE 1769. The prominence gained by Hyder Ali in the south was not tolerated by whom? By the British, Marathas and the Nizam of Hyderabad. So hence the British started devising cunning plans to defeat Hyder Ali, and whom they saw as an impediment, means he is an obstruction for the expansionist ideas. Though Hyder Ali suffered a lot due to the Maratha aggression, he made attempt to have Maratha and Nizam of Hyderabad on his side with a little success. Yes, this is the end of the first, second Anglo-Mysore War. So I am going now is second. Okay, next I am going to second Anglo-Mysore War. Okay, what do you mean by second? The political situation in Travancore and Tanjore was the reason of behind this war. So the political situation where children in Travancore and Tanjore were the reasons for the second Anglo-Mysore War. The Madras Treaty had put the political development in South India on a temporary hold. So the Madras Treaty, what did they do? They put the political development in South India for a certain time, for temporary hold. The British attempted to break the Madras Treaty when Madhavrao attacked Srirangapatna with Maratha army. Hyder Ali expected the British support with him as per the Madras Treaty. British rejected the request of Hyder Ali and went against the Madras Treaty, and Mahe and French colony was under the hold of Hyder Ali, and the British attacked Mahe and captured it. I'll repeat once again. The Madras Treaty had put the political development, in South India on a temporary hold after the political situation in Travancore and Tanjore was the main reason for this war. The British attempted to break the Madras Treaty when Madhavrao attacked Srirangapatna with Maratha army. Hyder Ali expected the British to support as per the Madras Treaty. So when Madhavrao was attacked in Srirangapatna with Maratha army, Hyder Ali, what did he thought? He thought British will support him as per the Madras Treaty. British rejected the request of Hyder Ali and went against the Madras Treaty. Mahe, the French colony, was under the hold of Hyder Ali, and the British attacked Mahe and captured it. So whatever was with Hyder Ali also was taken away by the British. Mahe and French colony, which was under Hyder Ali, also was captured and taken by the British. The British attacked Mahe and captured it. The next one is the Third Anglo-Mysore War. Okay. So the political of Travancore was the main reason for this war. The king of Travancore built a fort in Kochi with the help of the British and captured Ayakota and Kanganur forts from the Dutch. All these were the clear breach of the Mangalore Treaty. So this is all known by the Mangalore Treaty. So I am telling short and sweet. The political of Travancore was the main reason for the war, and the king of Travancore built a fort in Kochi with the help of the British and captured Ayakota and Kanganur fort from the Dutch. All these were the clear breach of Mysore Treaty. Now the last one is the Fourth Anglo-Mysore War. Tipu Sultan took the defeat in the Third Anglo-Mysore War personally. So he paid all the dues and God released his children. He also gave away the territory to the British and its allies as agreed, and he claimed his right over the Malabar region under the British occupation. But the British refused this agreement, and Tipu sent an ambassador to France to seek the alliance of French. I'll repeat once again. Tipu Sultan took the defeat in the Third Anglo as it personally, and he paid all the dues to the British and God released his children. Okay, and his allies as agreed. He claimed his right over the Malabar region under the British occupation, but the British refused this agreement, and Tipu was sent as an ambassador to France to seek the alliance of French. So this is the end of the chapter, children. So about the Anglo-Mysore War I told in short, because this you have to read the text and you have to do your own studies. Okay. So read this lesson, very important, children. And end of the lesson, I'll be giving you the notes in the next week. Okay. Thank you, children.